Hello. ASMR Sleep Hotline. Treasury speaking.
Hello. I'm not sure if I've called the right number, but I'm hoping you can help. I'm feeling so tired, but I just can't get to sleep.
Oh, well, I'm very sorry to hear that, but you certainly have called the right hotline, and I will be able to help you tonight if you'd like me to do so.
That would be great. Thank you.
Brilliant. Okay, I'm going to start by asking you a few basic questions, if that's okay. We want to draw up a picture of your sleep habits, your nighttime routine.
Yes, that's something I've been thinking about actually.
Good, okay. So let's start then at the very beginning. How have you slept throughout your life? Are you generally a good sleeper, or do you struggle with it often?
I've always been a light sleeper, but it's getting to sleep in the first place that's been the problem for me lately.
Okay. And when would you say you started having sleep troubles?
Probably 2 to 3 months ago.
And did that occur as a result of a particular incident or an illness, or perhaps a period of stress in your life, such as a new job or something?
No, nothing that I can put my finger on. I've just found that when I'm trying to sleep, no matter how tired I feel, my mind is just really active and it's so frustrating.
Of course, I understand. That's fine, these things happen. It just helps to give us a picture of exactly what's going on.
Yes, that makes sense.
Great. Okay, so in terms of your current nighttime sleep routine then, talk me through what you do in order to get ready for bed.
Well, I don't have much of a routine really. I'll put my pyjamas on, brush my teeth, and then it might be an hour or two before I actually get to sleep.
Okay. Are you using any electronic devices before bedtime?
Most nights, yes.
Yes, most of us do. That's absolutely fine. Do you ever watch TV just before you try to go to sleep?
Yes, I do like to watch TV in bed. And sometimes I might just read a book.
Okay, yeah. And what about your caffeine intake? Do you drink much caffeine, coffees, teas during the day?
Yes, I do love tea and coffee. Absolutely.
Okay, and what would be the latest that you would have a cup of tea or coffee?
Whenever I feel like it, really. I'm not sure there is a latest.
I see, okay. And how long do you find on average it takes you to get to sleep of an evening?
I'd say it's probably at least an hour.
Okay. And then once you're asleep, do you find that you are waking up often in the night?
I would say once or twice, yes.
Okay, yeah. And when you do wake up, do you find it very difficult to get back to sleep again?
Impossible sometimes, I think.
I see. Okay, no problem. So how about your hours, the number of hours of sleep that you're getting every night? Is it somewhere between 7 and 8 hours? Is it less than that?
Definitely not that much. More like maybe 5.5 or 6.
Okay, that's fine. Alright, so what we can do for you is discuss a couple of adjustments that you can make to your sleep routine. That might be a little bit helpful. But for tonight, as you are struggling to sleep right now, and we are the Sleep Hotline, there are a few things I can do to help you to drift off back to sleep tonight, if you would like me to do so, of course.
That would be brilliant.
Lovely. Okay. What I'm going to do then is I'm just going to use your number here, and I'm going to hook you up to a screen in front of me, so you will be able to see me on the screen. Is that alright?
Of course.
Great. Okay, so let's just... One moment, bear with caller. And that should load for you now. Okay, there you are. Hello.
Hello.
Can you see me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I can, yeah.
Good, that's great. I am going to keep you on the phone here because I have a couple of microphones that I'm going to be using as part of our treatment, and I don't want the sound coming from the screen here to interfere with those mics, so I'll keep you tucked away on here if that's alright.
Of course.
Good, thank you very much. Okay, so then the first thing to say is that if you can, try to limit your device use before bedtime. I'm sure you've heard that before.
I have, yes.
Absolutely. They emit a blue light, and what that does is that prevents your brain from realising that it's bedtime. It thinks it's effectively daytime, so it interferes with your body's natural
Sleep clock.
the sleep clock, that's it, exactly. Yes, so you could use a blue light filter, for example, or maybe just get into the habit of using your devices outside of the bedroom, and then the bedroom is just for sleep.
Makes sense.
That's it.
And TV?
Same with TV, yes, absolutely. The other thing I would strongly recommend, and something I was absolutely guilty of myself, is that you don't drink caffeine after about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So I would recommend going for a decaf tea or a coffee, or if you can give it up altogether, have it throughout the day, and of course plenty of water.
Oh, I do love a morning coffee though.
Me too.
It's good.
Yeah, that's it. I'm a sucker for a cup of coffee in the morning.
Maybe I can start by keeping just that one.
That's it, absolutely fine. It's just that caffeine takes such a long time to work its way out of your system, and it really prevents you from going to sleep without you even kind of realising it actually, what an impact it's having.
Yes, it's powerful.
That's it. Let me take an email address for you, and I will email you over a pamphlet with some advice about sleep routines and the kind of things that you can do in the evenings to help yourself wind down before you go to bed.
It's quite long, sorry.
Okay, yeah.
It's Larry loves Lulu. 4, that's the number 4. Ever. EVER at kittycats.com.
Nice long email address, thank you. Okay, so I will get that one sent over to you right now, and that will ping through any second. A lovely bit of bedtime reading, I must say. Ideally not on a screen though.
Of course.
Okay, now that we have the admin side of things out of the way, I am going to take you through a little treatment to help you get back to sleep right now. Is that okay with you?
That's more than okay with me.
Of course it is, it's what you called for.
It is.
Okay, right, so I have to ask you, do you get tingles?
What are tingles?
So, tingles are part of what we call ASMR. Have you heard of that?
No, I don't think so.
No. Okay. So the easiest way to describe ASMR is it's kind of like, and not everyone experiences it in the same way, but generally it's kind of like a warm, shivery sensation that passes from the crown of your head all the way down through your spine, all the way down through your body, and it's very, very relaxing. It induces a really relaxed state in people, which helps them to sleep. The only thing I can liken it to, if you haven't experienced it before, is perhaps when you feel like somebody is just coming up behind you out of nowhere and you get those kind of shivers down your spine. Have you ever had that?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, it's similar to that.
It sounds fascinating.
It is, yes, it is. Not everybody gets it, unfortunately. those who do are very lucky. So what I suggest we do this evening is I will take you through some typical and common tingle triggers, and we will see whether you have tingle immunity or whether ASMR can help you to get to sleep. What you need to do to begin with is make yourself as comfortable as you possibly can. So lay yourself back in your bed, tuck yourself in, pull those covers up, sink yourself right down into your bed, fluff up your pillows if you need to, that's it, good, and resume whatever position it is that you normally sleep in. I am a side sleeper personally. I don't understand how anybody can sleep on their back or their front, but if that's what works for you, that is what I would like you to do. Okay.
Sounds good.
Good. Now, for the rest of this session, it is entirely up to you whether you keep your eyes open or you have your eyes closed. Okay, that's up to you. Either way, towards the end of the session, you may feel that your eyes start to get really heavy and your mind starts to wander, and that is absolutely fine. That's what we want. So if it does, don't fight it, let it happen, okay? And if you need to, we can always catch up tomorrow to see how you got on. Good, no pressure here. Do whatever feels right for you. I will ask you after each trigger how you're feeling and how you would rate that trigger, okay?
Yes, I can do that.
Okay then. Are you ready to begin?
Yes, I'm really interested to see how this works.
Good. Here we go then with the first trigger. So I would just like you to sleep tonight. Sleep, 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 sleep. And relax, 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 relax. In-ear whispers are a really effective trigger for some people, especially as we move from ear to ear. I really like ASMR for its binaural sounds, and that's how my tingles are triggered. But, of course, it doesn't work for everybody. Okay, so I'm hoping you've got a good feel for what this one is like. So, let's find out what you think of this one. There we go. That was trigger number 1, in-ear whispers. What did you think of that one?
Well, I had my eyes closed and it really felt like you were in the room with me. That's a really good one.
I agree, good. And what would you rate that one out of 10?
I think 7.5.
Great, okay. Let's move on then to trigger number 2. Trigger number 2 is typing sounds. It's a really popular one as part of medical and office role plays, and also just for listening to as a video all in its own some people it's just very, very soothing. So, what did you think of that one?
I don't think I'd listen to just that sound, but it's a nice incidental background noise.
Good, okay. Did you get the tingles from that one?
No, I didn't.
Absolutely fine. What would you rate that one out of 10?
Probably 6.5.
Great. Okay. Let's move on then to the next trigger. Brushing. Brushing your face. Slow, gentle brushing. It's a really popular trigger with a little bit of whispering. Okay, there we go. Our next trigger. Simple face brushing. Soft and slow brushing movements. A visual trigger which also sounds lovely and relaxing, almost like ocean waves as it passes over your face. So, what did you think of that one?
That was really relaxing, actually. And I think the visual aspect is a really nice touch.
Great, okay. And how would you rate that one out of 10?
I think that's my favourite so far. I'd give it an 8.
Lovely, that sounds good. Okay, let's move on to the next trigger. There we are. Tapping, probably one of the most common and most often used triggers for ASMR. Of course, it's not just nails that we tap on all sorts of surfaces and materials for the different sound effects that they give. So what did you think of that one?
I can see why that's popular, and I'd be interested to hear more of it.
Good, okay. And how are you feeling right now?
I feel really very relaxed, actually, and I'm intrigued as to what's next.
Good, that's great. Okay. What would you rate that one out of 10?
Might give that one a 7.
Great, okay. Let's move on to the next trigger. favourite personally. What did you think of that one?
Oh, I loved that one. It's a bit like the brushing sounds. It's got a soothing kind of white noise effect.
Good, okay. And how do you rate that one out of 10?
Also an 8 or maybe even 8.5.
Wonderful, okay. So for the next trigger, I am going to do some writing sounds for you. Did you like that trigger?
It's not my favourite so far, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind it.
Okay, and what would you rate that one out of 10?
Probably a 6, I think.
Okay, lovely. Let's move on then again to the next trigger sound. There we are, some water sounds for you as part of your treatment this evening. So those are a little bit of a love-hate. Some people really enjoy those water sounds and others don't like them at all. So where do you fall on that spectrum?
I think I actually just got tingles. That one is fantastic.
That is wonderful to hear. I'm so pleased. So we can make a note of that on your file. And if you call again, we will know that that one works really well for you. Okay, so what would you be rating that one out of 10?
Definitely a 10 for me.
Great, okay, lovely. Let's move on then to the next trigger. So some hand movements for you there. They can either be fluttery and quite quick, or, as people often enjoy as well, very slow and gentle hand movements, almost as though someone is about to very delicately touch your face. What did you think of that one?
I love the idea of gentle hand movements as a visual trigger. It's almost hypnotic and it sounds really nice as well.
Good. Okay, I'm glad to hear that. So, what would you give that one out of 10?
I think 8. Yeah.
Lovely. Okay, on to the next one. Brush, 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 brush. Brush, 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 brush your hair. Brushing your hair. Some wood sounds for you there, and in the shape of a comb, which is also another very popular visual trigger for how it looks as it moves across the screen. So what did you think of that one?
That's such an effective trigger, isn't it? I would certainly enjoy hearing more of those kinds of sounds.
Lovely to hear. Okay, right. Well, we are moving into the latter stages of our treatment now. Before I move on to the next trigger, I do need a rating out of 10 for the comb.
Let's give that one a 9.
Good, I nearly forgot that one. Okay, so I have to ask, how are you feeling right now?
My eyes are feeling really heavy and I feel completely relaxed.
That is just what I wanted to hear. Okay, let's go for the next trigger then and see if that helps. That one was glove sounds, nice and simple, very popular again in the medical role plays, of course. Not everybody's cup of tea, but it really does add quite a lot of that binaural sound effect in a medical role play, which gives you the sense of perspective of somebody moving around you as they are examining you, along with, of course, the sound of the doctor's coat or scrubs. So, how did you feel about that one?
I agree that it adds to that sense of perspective, as though I can feel you in the room moving around me. It's very immersive.
And a rating out of 10?
I would give that one 7.5.
move on then to the next trigger. Okay, I just need to measure your face here, so I'm going to measure from your ear across to your other ear. Good, and I'm also going to measure from your head all the way down to your chin. That's great. And I just need to measure the length of your nose and the width of your nose. And I'm going to measure each eye. You have a really lovely almond eye shape. It's very, very attractive. You're very lucky. Okay, I am going to measure the width of your lips, and I am also going to measure the height from your cupid's bow to the bottom there of your bottom lip. That is perfect. Thank you very much. A little taster there of a measuring type of trigger can be used in all sorts of role plays, whether you are face measuring and adjusting or a tailor role play, certain types of medical role plays as well. How did you feel about that one?
I hope you don't mind me saying I think the soft-spoken style is very pleasant.
Of course.
Is that a popular trigger?
Absolutely.
I think I could get on board with this ASMR thing.
Good, I'm really pleased to hear that. Okay, what would you rate that one out of 10?
I'm going for 9.5.
Okay, very good. Alright, let's move on then to our final two triggers for you in this treatment. Another classic trigger there for you, some scissor sounds, very often and most often used as part of a barbershop or hairdressing roleplay. So how did you feel about that particular trigger?
Well, firstly, those scissors look absolutely gorgeous, but also the tingles are so intense.
Well, thank you very much. I happen to agree, and I'm really pleased to hear you got those tingles from that one. I hope it has helped you to feel a little bit relaxed.
I'm very sleepy now.
Okay. How would you rate that particular trigger out of 10?
Definitely 10.
That is wonderful news. Okay. I can hear in your voice that you are super sleepy now, so I'm not going to make you talk anymore. I am just going to finish your treatment tonight with my personal favourite ambient sleep sound, and that is a little bit of rain, soft and gentle rain in the background. So I am going to play that one out for you with some plucking and some gentle hand movements until you fall fast asleep. Okay. Lovely. Thank you for calling the ASMR Sleep Hotline, and I wish you a wonderful night of sleep.